This is the intro video for Algebra 1, Section 4.4, and we're going to be looking at problem solving, but this time we're going to be looking at problem solving using systems of equations. In the past, we've actually done questions like this, but we have not approached it from a systems of equations perspective. So this is a little bit of a review here. This little box that you see as far as a problem solving strategy, we are supposed to analyze. We need to read carefully, read for meaning, not just reading and then plugging numbers in random places. We want to really read for meaning. We want to have meaningful variables, but this time we are going to form a system of equations to help us figure out the solution to the problem. And then once we have formed that system, we will either use graphing, substitution, or elimination in order to solve that particular system. So we're going to do one example in this video. When you come to class, we'll do some more. So our example in this video here is number one. Number one reads, a plumber needs to cut a 16-foot pipe into two pieces. The longer piece is to be 1 foot longer than twice the shorter. Find the length of each piece. So we always want to decide if we need to draw pictures for these, and I feel like a real basic picture is probably a good thing here. So I'm going to draw a picture of a pipe, and we are told that the whole pipe is 16 feet long. So I'll label my picture as such. And in the first sentence, we are told the plumber needs to cut that 16-foot pipe into two pieces. We don't know exactly how long they're going to be. We don't know if they're going to be the same length or different lengths. And so in algebra, of course, if there's something we don't know, we usually label it with a variable. So I'm going to just go ahead and put my cut in the pipe right there. I'm going to say the piece on the left is called X, and I'm going to label the piece on the right Y. So what I'm doing is I am trying to use some meaningful variables in regard to the question, and I'm labeling my picture with those meaningful variables. So let's try to write an equation from this. And what we essentially have is we have a long pipe, 16 feet long. It's being cut into two shorter pieces. So the thought here as far as an equation goes would be that if we took the short piece plus the other short piece, we should get the full length of the whole pipe. So X plus Y is equal to 16 should be our first equation. But of course there's a little bit more to this. It says that the longer piece is to be 1 foot longer than twice the shorter piece. So we're going to try to break that down. The way that I've drawn my picture, the Y is the longer piece. It doesn't have to be, but that's just the way I drew my picture. So the longer piece, so in other words, Y, I'm going to write my equation from this, is, okay, so it's going to involve an equation. So it's 1 foot longer than twice the shorter piece. So when I see 1 foot longer than, I think plus 1. And then twice the shorter piece, that sounds like 2 times the shorter piece, and the shorter piece is X. So that would be Y equals 2X plus 1. In other words, the longer piece is 1 bigger than twice the shorter piece. So we want to try to accurately translate that English into an equation. So now we've got our system of equation. We want to know the length of each piece. So we want to know what X is and we want to know what Y is. I've got two unknowns along with two equations. So this is a system of equations. Think for a minute what you think would be the best way to solve this system, whether it be elimination or substitution. Well, I'm thinking that because this equation right here is already solved for Y, that substitution is going to be the better method. So that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to, in my other equation, I'm going to replace the Y with 2X plus 1 because I know that Y equals 2X plus 1. So that will look like this. X plus, I'm going to replace the Y with 2X plus 1 equals 16. So again, just want to emphasize I'm replacing this Y right here with 2X plus 1. So instead of a Y right here, I put 2X plus 1. All right, to finish this out, we're going to simplify a little bit and solve. X plus 2X are like terms, so we're going to get 3X plus 1 equals 16. And now to solve, I subtract 1 from each side, giving me 3X equals 15. To finish it off, I divide both sides by 3, and so X is equal to 5. Now I know from up here that Y is equal to 2X plus 1. Therefore, I can say Y equals 2 times 5 plus 1, because I know that X is 5. 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 plus 1, of course, is 11. So the shorter piece is 5 and the longer piece is 11. These would be measured in feet as far as the units go. And I've got it. All right, so when you come to class, we will be looking at questions like this, other problem solving involving system of equations. I'll see you then.